Next up, we've got Elderbrook and Rudimental. I think those are flowers? Something About You. Starring Jake Gyllenhaal's cousin.
So who would like to start this week's session? What about you, Kevin? Michael? Would you like to share with the group?
Bro, you can't tell me that's not Jake Gyllenhaal's cousin.
I miss the touch of morning sun, making silhouettes of us, way back when we had our paradise. But staying out all through the night, smoking, drinking, getting high. I was wrong and I apologize.
Huh.
Where did you go? What can I do?
Have I seen this?
I'm working on my problems, but I need you here to solve them. Where did you go?
This is interesting.
What should I say? I know that I can make a change, 'cause there's something about you keeping me sober. I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you.
Huh.
There's something about you
Break it
keeping
down,
me
bro.
sober.
Get it.
I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you. There's something about you that keeps taking me up when I'm low. There's something about you that keeps taking me up when I'm low. I miss the company we had back when I was still on track.
Do
Now
it.
I'm making my home paradise. But now the drink is tasting strange, and
boy.
the high isn't the same. Well, I'm still wrong and I apologize. Where did you go? What can I do? I'm working on my problems, but I need you here to solve them. Where did you go? What should I say? I know that I can make a change, 'cause there's something about you keeping me sober. I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you. There's something about you
I can't wait to see where this goes. I'm not even kidding.
keeping me sober. I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you. There's something about you that keeps taking me up when I'm low. There's something about you that keeps taking me up when I'm low. There's something about you keeping me sober.
I love this.
I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you. Ooh.
This is pretty brilliant.
Holding on to you. Holding on to you. Holding on to you. There's something about you keeps taking me up when I'm low. There's something about you keeps taking me up when I'm low. There's something about you.
Yo, that's it right there. Okay, where are you going? Ah, I loved that. I loved that. Now, let's discuss a little bit. I don't think this needs to be deep divined, but I'm hoping you see that this is potentially deeper than just line dancing. Now, I've done my fair share of line dancing in the past. Of course, I started with Billy Ray Cyrus's Achy Breaky Heart, and then, of course, that moved into Electric Slide, which is not really line dancing, but, you know, to each his own. Now, Here's my 2 cents on this. This is so good. It's so good. Okay. Already setting the tone of this. Isolated in a stairwell, closed up, tense, trying to breathe. Okay. Now, it doesn't matter.
So who would like to start this week's session?
It doesn't matter what the label of this group is, this support group. Put any title you want on it. This whole choreography, this whole concept is about, here's my theory. This represents the bravery, vulnerability, trust, and potential result of what therapy can look like. Now, this is group therapy, obviously, and you call it a support group, you call it whatever else. Like, the people running groups like this are highly trained in so many different ways and things that you have to be able to navigate a group, not just keep people talking, not just comfort somebody. There is an art to this. There is a reason that people have master's degrees and doctorates to be able to do this in the right way that is helpful and healing and not harmful. Because if not done correctly, it can absolutely be harmful. So here we have group therapy. Look at how this choreo plays out and look at what it represents. Now you hear this dull noise right here? That's perfect because that's what it feels like in that room. You can hear the quiet hum of the environment, but you can't hear anything coming from anybody like internally.
What about you?
Until the facilitator, whoever it may be, starts to open it up.
Kevin?
Now, when Kevin makes this move... Michael, I guess.
Would you like to share with the group?
Now, you notice how they didn't just go right to Michael. We started with Kevin.
Michael? What about you, Kevin?
Kevin's not ready yet. That's a huge point to this. That's wicked important because not everybody's ready. Not everybody's ready to just like dive into their life and expose themselves in these very vulnerable ways. So you find somebody who is, and then they kind of lead the charge.
Michael, would you like to share with the group?
Now look at his face. Those eyes, this facial expression is so perfect. And the fact that the song just enters in and you almost don't even notice it is so beautiful.
I miss the touch.
And also, I have to say, I'm going to quote your mama. "I'm just happy to be here, thanks," is actually a wicked important thing that has to be acknowledged and recognized. Because even if you are in this circle and you don't say a word, the fact that you are there is everything. That is most of the time the hardest part. It's not speaking up. It's not being vulnerable. You've done the hardest part just by getting there and sitting down and just being there. Never underestimate the importance and the power of that right there, period. That is the hardest part. Now you see the thought process, the amount of energy it goes into from him taking on the suggestion or the request, like, do you want to share? It's not just like he jumps up, he's like, hey, hello, my baby, hello, my darling. No, this is a moment. It takes time. You kind of have to build up the courage. And then it's like, okay, am I ready? Am I ready to do this?
I miss the touch of morning sun, making silhouettes of us, way back when we had our paradise. But staying out all through the night, smoking, drinking, getting high.
Now, I also think that, and I totally lied to you. I said I wasn't going to get too deep. I'm totally doing it. I don't care. I don't care. This is worth it to me. There's way more benefit to us deep diving this than just smashing through other videos. The fact that he gets up and moves forward away from this very closed sitting position,
Way back when we had our paradise.
like right there. If he sits there with his arms crossed and he talks, that's great. Still forward movement, still momentum. Awesome. The fact that he stands up, brings his arms down, and walks forward into the middle,
But staying
that is symbolic of him essentially saying, without saying it, I'm going all in. I am going to lay everything out there, and I'm just going for it. I'm going full vulnerability. I am exposing.
out all through the night, smoking.
And you notice that he's still not sure. He's made the decision, but look at that face. There's still a conflict here that he's trying to push through. It's not easy. It's literally moment by moment. You're trying to decide what to do, and then trying to figure out how to get the strength to do it.
Drinking, getting high. I was wrong and I apologize.
Even he, when he does this, does not believe that he's strong. Look at that face. He doesn't believe it. I'm strong. I'm going to tell you my story. Fake it till you make it. Now, just because he doesn't think it, he doesn't believe it, but he's still willing to say it, still huge, still powerful. It means something. And not to mention, like, just because you don't feel like you're strong doesn't mean you're not strong. To me, as far as I'm concerned, you being in that room at all, strong. Bingo. You want to say something? A little bit stronger. You want to keep talking? A little bit stronger. That's how it works.
Where did you go? What can I do?
Now, here's the next level of this. Now, he starts moving. He starts telling his story.
I'm working on my problem.
It starts simple, and then we get a little bit deeper. It gets a little bit more complex. This is always how it works for people telling their story and what the actual root of their problem is. Listen to that. People come in and they sit down and say, well, here's what I'm going through. And they spit out a whole bunch of stuff that they think is the real answer. And it's not until you kind of get past those first few layers that you go, there it is. That is the actual root of your problem, potentially. And then you just keep getting deeper. But this choreo actually kind of feels like that's what it represents.
But I need you here
There's
to
more
solve
complexity
them.
there.
What should I say?
And you notice his face still shows this hesitation, this fear, but he's still doing it. There's momentum there. He can't go back. Boom.
That I can make a change, 'cause there's something about you keeping me sober.
And this right here is so huge. After you do it, okay, this little heel click
Say, I know that I can
at the very end,
make a change, 'cause there's something about you.
and then he looks around and there's this pause. How is all of this going to be received? That should be very, very low on your list of worries. It's there, and we all get it. We all experience it. But understand, it's not as significant as you feel like it is. Right? The fact that you did it, that is where the weight is. That's where the power is. So he
Keeping me
waits.
sober. I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you. There's something about you.
And then somebody else reciprocates. Nobody wanted to say anything in the beginning, but then somebody was willing to say, you know what? You put yourself out there. I'm going to do it too. Now, sometimes somebody just needs an example, or they just need somebody to be first, or they're not ready, whatever the answer is. There's no right or wrong answer, right? But this right here is sometimes people's gifts, or whatever, however you want to put it, is like, if I'm this guy right here, I'm getting up in this moment because I know, like, I can feel how vulnerable this guy feels right now. And I want to save him from that. That may or may not be a good quality for me. It depends on the person and how it manifests itself. But if it's enough to pull a moment together like this, that's hugely important. Whatever gets him up and moving in that direction towards healing, great, let's do it. So he's going to go through the same process. Now, here's a piece that I don't think a lot of you will consider. I think, my theory, there is not just a matter of, okay, well, now he's doing what the first guy did, and now it's just they're telling their story. Most of you will understand that within these social dynamics, it is a dance. It is give and take. Like, there is choreography between people in social situations. Some of us are good at it. Some of us are not good at it. It takes time to kind of figure out how to do the dance. And in every room you go into, the dance is different. So it's like the same way you'd have to kind of read a room sometimes. And it takes time to learn that skill. But this to me is the representation of what that group dynamic, that social dynamic looks like. It is a dance. It is not just take. You also have to give, right? It's both. Exactly. It has to be balanced. Sometimes it can move towards one way. Sometimes it can move towards another way. And that's fine. This is how it works. But if it's always weighted in this one direction, it will fall apart. It just can't last.
I miss the company we had back when I was still on track. Now I'm making my own paradise. But now the drink is tasting strange and the high isn't the same. Well, I'm still wrong and I apologize.
Now, did you catch that look? This is not just a shot that they caught during the filming.
The same. Well, I'm still
This guy is still not sure if this is the right way, but he's going with it.
wrong and I
Now, this dude had the guts to stand up and put himself out there, but once he was met with that eye contact, he wasn't sure anymore. I'm still not sure. I'm not ready. So this almost shows some level of, I don't want to say growth, but kind of. He's a little bit deeper in the journey, still not sure, because look at that initial face. He's just going with it. He's trying, but he's a little bit further along than this guy.
the same.
Just a
Well, I'm
little
still
bit.
wrong and I apologize.
And now they're in it together. Now notice this quick flash of a look right there.
Where'd you go? What can I do? I'm working on
Yes, this is a very eccentric way to show that we need each other. We rely on each other. We have to trust each other. And when you are vulnerable, you have to trust people that they're not going to hurt you. Sometimes they do. Absolutely. It happens. Life is hard. But to just slam the door because you've been hurt once or twice or 10 times, I can almost guarantee beyond the shadow of a doubt that you've been not hurt, you've been helped more times. Maybe you didn't see it, but it was there.
my problems, but I need you here to solve them. Where'd you go? What should I say? I hope that I can make a change. Just something about you keeping me sober. I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on to you.
And I love that there's people of all ages, different body types, different colors. Like, this is important. Now, this is obviously like a men's group. And I think that part of it is also the idea of the masculinity aspect, right?
There's something about you keeping me sober. I was driving in the moment, and I'm holding on
this is great. You notice how once they all get in there, the dance gets more complicated, okay? The more people that are involved in these social dynamics, the more complicated it becomes. It's not as hard as you think it is. Notice, this isn't like K-pop choreo, but it is choreo. There is a dance that has to be learned, and it is a little bit more complicated. But also notice that they're all doing it, but none of them are like bangers. You know, like none of them are professionally trained. They're not knocking it out of the park, but they're doing it. And here's a big one, right? This is a huge point. Everybody going through this is thinking about their own dance. Nobody else is looking at anybody else and caring what they're doing. They're really not. That's like middle school stuff. That's like high school stuff. You're on your own journey. I almost guarantee you're not looking, oh my God, he's such a bad dancer. I hope they don't think that I'm a bad dancer. No one's doing that. Not really. Not real grown-ups. For real, right? Does it happen? Yes. Do we know about it? No. Let it go. The people that really think that, nobody gives a shit what they think. Let me put it to you that way. Now, we get even deeper into vulnerability here. You thought we were there? No, we just getting started.
Keeping me sober, I was trying to leave home, and I'm holding on to you. Holding on to you.
This is ultimate like trust. This is like putting down that nonsense, because there is absolutely, and I will tell you this from all my life experience, for dudes to do this, highly unlikely. And a lot of that comes from like social structure and social standing and cultural, not just from a regional standpoint, from a gender standpoint. Within the dude culture, this shit isn't usually acceptable, right? And for the reasons for that, it doesn't matter. Anybody will put any weight into any argument you can want, whatever. It doesn't matter. This shit is real. For you to do this with another guy, it takes a lot. It does. But like, it's not really about two dudes dancing. It's about trusting somebody. It's about being vulnerable. And there is an intimacy in that level of like a vulnerability. It's absolutely an intimate thing. The more you put yourself out there, the riskier it feels, because you feel like, I'm this exposed, I can get that much more hurt. Right? And I'll tell you this too. Hi, YouTube. The ones that look at this and out loud go, bruh, shit's so gay. Those are the worst. Those are the most insecure ones. Let me say that again, louder for the ones in the back. Those are the most insecure ones. Look at that face. Look at that last face of like the chin, the head is high, his eyes are wide. Now, the question that you have to ask yourself, or that you probably finding you're asking yourself, is at this moment here, when the moment kind of stops and people start to part ways, does that mean, or are they implying that it was all for nothing? Is it that, or is it that when these moments occur, we have to take them, we have to take that opportunity, and then life just resumes? Like, that is the reality of it. It doesn't have to be like flowers and puppies and clouds, and it's not. That's not real life. Real life is you grab a hold of this shit when it happens. You do the best you can with that moment, and then okay, and life. And then you try to apply the things that you either learned in that moment or whatever that result is, you carry that with you and try to apply it. Yeah. This is one of my favorite videos in a long time. Yep. I love that. I love that. Oh, that was so friggin' good. That was so friggin' good.